my fellow evolved, mutated primates of America. This is called Buen Piso. Let me bring you some facts because Christ psychosis, the neural array HIV that is infecting the whole planet, making people extremely ignorant and dumb, especially the United States of America, Christianity infected nation. This brain HIV is spread in churches, and this is what makes people so ignorant and deluded, believing in demons, in zombies that resurrect and say with blood. The Islam psychotics believe in prophets that go in flying horses guided by an angel to show them heaven, and so forth. Religious beliefs are a neurological disorder. They are filled of schizophrenic concepts created by the brain. And the brain is created by a spit of DNA from our dad's penis, Christ. Because Christ is an anointed Savior. And penis, the head of a penis, is a god. The sole product of evolution, 4 billion years. Full of viruses, because they are our relatives, friends, microbes. We all have them. Viruses. So anyway, the brain is the creator of thought. And thoughts, when the brain malfunctions, dysfunctional, it suffers disease, sickness. It can only create irrational, bizarre, mathematical beliefs. At the core of all religion beliefs and schizophrenias. Religion is thus one of these schizophrenias. And religious beliefs can be produced by ingesting entheogens, psychotropic substances. If I give you datura, LSD, like ergot, henbane, and other psychotropic substances, like the ancients used to have 5 million years ago, 5,000 years ago, to see the gods, you will be seeing angels, demons, ancient aliens, Anunnaki, all kind of things floating around. And they will dictate to you a text, a sacred text, to guide you. And this sacred text becomes either a Bible, the hundreds of them, thousands of them, Qurans, the hundreds of them, Popol Vuh, and the Vedas, and the Hindu texts, and so forth, etc., etc. So, this is what we must keep in mind. The religious beliefs are a neurological disorder, a very dangerous cancer of the brain. And people that believe in demons, gods and all that can kill children. They rape the brain of children. They are pedophiles. They are racist. They are homophobes. They are deluded anti-science crazy people. And this is the reason we have all these children being killed. Like the woman that because of demons killed her child recently. Baby Doe, or whatever her name is, Bella.
At that moment that her daughter was dead. She asked Mr. McCarthy what he had done, and he did not tell her, but he said she was a demon anyway, it was her time to die.
I don't have
See?
words for the
Christ psychosis.
refrigeration.
The mother said believed that it was a demon in there and it killed a little girl. That's what happened in Christianity. A psychosis, disgusting mental illness.
Well, that's unusual because
It is unusual.
normally they're not behind glass. Normally it's when they're details. The prosecutors are now accepting to form the basis of their case, saying that in May, Little Bella wouldn't go to sleep. She didn't want to go to bed. So the boyfriend said, I'll go in and quiet her down. A little bit later, she went into the room and saw Bella just lifeless. Her face was gray. The boyfriend allegedly saying, it's okay, because she was a demon anyway. They executed a search warrant, Brooke, and they found there were manuals of demonization that was found, that the boyfriend was just really encompassed with all of this, believing there were ghosts in the house, etc., and so forth. But I also heard
sick neurons can only give you sick, deluded information and beliefs.
They believe that she was possessed.
Mom too?
Allegedly, maybe incorporating his beliefs. And then, according to prosecutors, it was the boyfriend that put her in a plastic bag, contractor's bag, put her in the refrigerator, then shot them both up with drugs, took her to Boston Harbor, weighted down that bag with weight.
2002, neuroscientist Dr. Sapolsky talking about religious and schizophrenia.
Was the first one to point this out, was the first one of the whole tradition emphasizing what was a pretty strong area of research in the 1940s in anthropology. He was the first person who pointed out that in traditional human societies, there is a category of people there who count as, and these are his exact words, half crazy. Who are shamans? The witch doctors, the medicine men, the medicine women, these are members of society who make a living being metamagical. And Radin was the first one to emphasize this. In traditional human societies, ritualistic reasons, the shamans are the ones who speak in tongues. The shamans are the ones who, at the full moon, turn into the hyena to protect the village from predators. The shamans are the ones who are metamagical for a living. And this has been a theme in anthropology for quite some time. One, two, shamans as being healed madmen. In the 1940s, anthropologist named Kroeber, who started the Anthro department in Berkeley and was one of the grand old men in the field.
And the priests are the same thing.
Shamanism is about.
Preachers are the same.
The shaman displays his possession by a spirit by publicly reenacting his specific personal experience, that of a man suffering from a particular mental affliction.
We confess them, Lord,
Is
and
this
we
sanity?
turn from them in
Is this woman
repentance.
sane?
Lord, as leaders of our country, Lord, I pray as a
Should be
stand-in
hauled
for
out of
myself,
there and put in
I pray as
a
stand-in for
mental
others, Lord,
clinic?
who
In time, thus became a dramatic ritual and served as the prototype for all future concepts of the religious road to perfection. And the reason for it is that what shamanism is about is a very controlled, very socially contextual version of metamagical schizotypalism. The word did not exist in the field at the time, but that is what it is. Now, a version of schizotypalism. And what you see when you look at the human tradition of shamanism, these are not peripheralized people. These are some of the most powerful members of society. Many societies have a tradition of shamans being celibate, but many of them, most of them as it turns out, do not. And these are people who are anything but reproductively maladaptive. These are people who have been passing on their genes just fine throughout history. Shamanism, this mild version, this contextually appropriate version of metamagicalism, has done wonderfully throughout human history.
Have you noticed that brilliant Dr. Sapolsky didn't say, he said shamans and all that, but he didn't say rabbis, he didn't say preachers, he didn't say priest, he didn't say a pope, he didn't say imams, witch doctors and all that. Well, and the reason is obvious, because a shaman, a witch doctor, is no different than a rabbi, than a priest and all that. They all have this metamagical beliefs. In other words, they have imaginary friends with different names that they accept as real. They're all creations of our brains. If any of these guys will take some drugs, some entheogens, then automatically we'll see gods, and they will actually be able to write a sacred book.
And mentally healthy, in other words, atheist, they ignore the fact that they are product of coitus. The brain creates thinking, and when it's sick, it creates religious delusions, schizophrenias, and all these deluded concepts. And they allowed churches to be in the United States infecting raping the brain of children. Mosques, synagogues, they all rape the brain of children. And they're all over the place. Because they believe in demons. They believe in ancient aliens. And they believe in all these things, these crazy concepts, which are no different than those of schizophrenia, my friends. Keep that in mind.
What apples, oranges have in common, multisyllabic words, that concreteness at the level of abstraction. These are people who tend towards extremely fundamentalist, concrete interpretations of religious events. This is not a metaphor, this is not a parable, this could be measured down to the minute. People alive who were once dead, this is not a metaphor for keeping the spirit going, this is an exact description of the event. We begin to see where we're heading here. What's of schizophrenia, in terms of the loose associations, in terms of the concreteness of associations, the social detachment, and most of all, the metamagical thinking. And this is now a standard diagnostic category in psychiatry to have a schizotypal personality.
All religious schizophrenias have metamagical thinking. I was created by
semen, DNA from my father's penis, Christ, the creator of my brain, and fertilize a cosmic egg inside of a woman. It was the cock, cave of creation, where I was formed. I was swimming like a fish in amniotic fluid for 9 months, which after I emerged, I exited, got the spirit, which is oxygen in my lungs. I have the breath of existence. And this happened in 1942, when I was born. Now it's 2015. And my cock, cave of creation, my mom, died in January 2015. 103. And now I have her
ashes
in my chest, encased in gold, inside the image of the sun god Apollo, which has the hand of God, which is the hand that creates, the hand that masturbates, and penis Christ, all encompassed into one. The eye of Horus, which just represents the sun.
This work of art began as a thought, a six-dimensional thought in the universes within of my brain, where past, present, and future are one, exist and don't exist at the same time. And then I made it into a four-dimensional tangible object.
Keep the brain healthy. In other words, atheists. Never forget, we are evolved, mutated primates, product of coitus. That, when the brain suffers disease, it produces God belief. In pace deorum.